Guys, welcome to another episode of Chillin' with Nurse Nisha. So today I'm gonna make some soup, Caribbean style, mainly Trinidad style, but my way soup. I haven't made this in a long time. I am using salted meat, aka pigtail, as you guys know it in Trinidad. You can use any type of meat you want. You can use chicken breast, you can even use fish, or even pork. I heard. I have never tried the pork, but here I have some salted meat. I boiled this meat, chopped it up, boil, and wash with some lime. So now I'm going to season it. Remember, this is salted, so you don't want to add too much salt to it. So I'm just going to add some ground black pepper to this. I am going to add a little bit of ketchup to help give a nice color to the soup. This is some Worcestershire sauce. You don't have to use it if you don't have it, but I'm going to put a little bit in there for some flavor in. I'm definitely going to put some of my sazon. I'll also season the vegetables once it's in the soup, or the ground root as we call it. This is some brine season that I had left over in the fridge. It's that cilantro, green onions, garlic, and some hot pepper that's blended up with some water. I'm going to add this to this. And that's probably all what I'm going to add to the salted meat for now. We'll mix this up. And then we'll put this aside. So this over here I want to show you guys is what I'm using as my ingredients for my soup. This is just a sweet potato, any kind. This is what we call eddos in Trinidad, or taro root. I'm going to put that in there. A potato. And then this is yuca, or cassava as we call it in Trinidad, and a green fig or banana. This is the only one I can find here. We're limited in these kind of things. We call this provision as well in Trinidad. I do have some okra and a carrot. There are so many different types of ground roots or vegetables you can find. If you're in the Caribbean, or if you find an international grocery store, there's so many. I love using one called dasheen, a blue dasheen. I miss that so much. And then you have also some yam. So if you can find those are good stuff to add to your soup. And here I have my chop up ingredients here. Some garlic, the chop up green seasoning, all of that same thing in the brine seasoning, some onions, and of course that nice hot yellow ghost pepper. Look at this. I chopped it up. And in the back here I just have regular all-purpose flour. I'm going to mix together to make a dough where I can make some nice dumplings for my soup. Remember, this is a different type of soup. It's a Trinidad style my way soup. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this, cut it up, wash it, and get it ready, and we'll put everything together. It's time for the soup. I have my pot here in medium heat going. I like to put a little bit of oil, just regular, this is just vegetable oil, because I'm going to brown some sugar, just white sugar, and I don't want it to really stick on my pot. You can eliminate that oil, you don't have to use it. So you can use either white sugar or brown sugar. I'm using white sugar here today. So I'm going to put this in, because I'm looking for a nice golden color for my soup. So you want to brown some sugar, and then you're going to add your meat in there. So you just want to watch your sugar, make sure it's not sticking to the pot. As you can see, it's already starting to get brown right there. Keep an eye on it, because this can really boil up really hot and it can burn you too, so be very, very careful. Look at this, guys. You see how the sugar is bubbling up, and it has that nice brown consistency with a little black in it. I think that's the color I'm going to go with. So I'm going to go ahead and add my salted meat. Be very careful, this is hot. Make sure you get all that nice seasoning in there. I'm going to go ahead and add some of these onions and stuff in there, some garlic, and the green seasoning, and don't forget the hot pepper. We'll leave this to fry down for a few minutes, and then I'm going to add that nice vegetables to it. Look at this, guys. It's been a few minutes since that meat has been stewing in the pot here. So I'm going to go ahead and add my vegetables, my root vegetables. Here are all the nice vegetables that I cut up. All of them. I'm going to put all of them into the pot. You might want to keep an eye on it. Some of them cook faster than others. If that happens, you can always fish it out, keep it to the side, and let it go ahead and boil the rest of the ingredients until everything's cooked evenly, and then add it back to the pot. So that's no big deal. Then I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of this nice chop up seasoning over here. Put all of my onions. I want to be careful with that hot pepper because it is actually very, very hot. I'll probably put another piece in there. Put the garlic and the chop up seasoning. Get all of that in there. I'm going to go ahead and season my vegetables up. This is seasoning salt. Just eyeball it. Some garlic powder. I don't want to open the whole top, just a little. I like using parsley flakes. Put some of that in there. Some ground pepper. I'm not sure if I'm going to add any salt, actual salt to this, because the meat is salty, and then all of those seasoning salts. Plus I'm going to add, this is a Maggi cube. It's a bouillon cube. It's full of flavors and also salt. So we're going to put one of this in here. Alright, so we'll let everything fry up a little bit, and then you have to add water to this. So, because it's a soup we're making. So we want to make sure we mix everything up. I like to fry it down before I add the water. So that way, all of the vegetables will be coated with that nice sauce. So maybe about a minute or two, and then we'll add the water to it. So guys, it looks like we're ready. So nice, this is fried up in here. Everything's coated really nicely. It's time to add some water to this. So I'm going to add some hot water here that I have. You kind of want to cover your vegetables and have everything cooked together. Some people like adding coconut milk to their soup, which is a great idea. I tried it before and it's absolutely delicious, but I'm not going to add that today. So I'm going to let this boil here for maybe about 20 minutes or so. It just depends on the vegetables. We'll keep an eye on it. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my dumplings ready, because I'm putting some dumplings in there. So this is my flour here. I'm going to get ready to make my dough for my dumplings. So I'm going to go ahead and knead my dough now. So this is just regular all-purpose flour. I'm going to add a little bit of salt to give it a taste to the dumplings. And I'm actually going to use cold water for this. So just average. You just want to make a dough. And you want it as hard as you can, because you're not making it into a soft dough. So add your water as you go. And there you guys have it, my dough. And then I'm going to break piece by piece, roll it in my hand, and put it into the soup when the soup is almost finished. So we'll just set this aside until then. Look at this. My ingredients, all of those vegetables, are almost finished cooked. You see how it's falling apart? Also, look at this. I added a hot pepper in there whole to boil in the soup. It's a Trinidad thing. They always do it. If it's not spicy at the end, you can pop this open and let the juices from this pepper seep through into the soup if you like. But look at this. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the dumplings, since this is almost done cooked. Dumplings don't take long to cook, so we're going to go ahead and add it in there. So this is my dough. I have a little bit of dry flour here just in case it's sticking to my hand. My hand is washed and cleaned, so I'm going to go ahead and make it. Some people like to roll this out and cut it. If you want, you can do that, but I just do this and pop it in. See how easy that is? Pop all those in there. And a little goes a long way. This little dough here will make a whole lot of dumplings. I'm going to go ahead and continue making all my dumplings here. And once I'm finished making the dumplings, remember I still have my okra. I washed this and cut it into pieces. I'm going to add this last because I don't want it to get mushy. So I'll work on these dumplings here. So look at this. This is done. That dumpling's nice and cooked. All of the vegetables is cooked. I added that okra just maybe 2 minutes ago and everything's cooked up nicely. So here's the finishing touch now, guys. I am going to put extra flavor in it. This is chicken flavored soup mix. Fine noodles in there with some nice seasoning, salt country style. I'm going to go ahead and add this in here. This will give some delicious flavor into this soup. And finally, I'm going to add this salted butter. It's called Golden Ray. Taste of the Caribbean island. We'll put a piece in there. That's like gold to us, okay? We put it in soups, pilau, and I don't get it here, so it's from the freezer. I freeze it and take a little at a time when it's needed. So now I'm just going to let this simmer here for maybe a minute or so, and it's done. We'll let it cool and then we'll give it a try. It's time to eat. Let's taste this delicious style, Caribbean style soup. It's still very, very hot, so you got to be careful. You see all that smoke? But look at this color. This is the color I was looking for. And the consistency as well. All that salted meat. My okra is not crushed up and soft. I like it this way. Let's go ahead. Ooh. Still very, very hot. I'm just going to take a little to try for you guys. That's the dumpling. The salted meat. Let's get some carrots in there. Ooh. All right, let's give this a try. Like I said, it's so hot. It smells so, so good. Look at all that seasoning in there. See all those nice little small noodles you see in there? That's from this pack here that I bought, this flavored soup mix. We use Maggi in Trinidad, and this is what I found. We use this too as well in Trinidad. Let me know if you guys use it. It comes in different flavors, different brands, but this gives the soup a so much different flavor. Leave it in my comments. Tell me, drop me a note if you ever tried it, whatever you use it in, or if you just use it by itself. I would love to know because it does leave a really good flavor. So let's give the sauce a try here. Yes. Very, very flavorful. Nice and spicy to the spice was enough. That yellow ghost pepper goes a long, long way. It's still very spicy. And it's so, so good. Another bite. Talk about hearty. This is a soup for the night. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let me know if you want to try my delicious soup, homemade soup.